I am Tish. I will be your host. I am a brand mechanic, which means a lot like a real mechanic, I diagnose, build, and enhance the engines of brands in how they market, how they present their information to people, and how they do things. Now is a great time to mute yourself if you are watching this live so that we can go through all the content because we have a lot to cover in a short amount of time. So, first thing is, that is not what I want. Where's my go button? Oh, 1 second, it's over here. All right. How do you know if you're a good fit for this? If you are a specialized B2B person, then you belong here, okay? If you are into luxury or boutique items, if you are very heavily niched in what it is you're selling, this is a great place for you. Whether you're selling online or off, this will help you with things like that. Anything that's taboo topics, such as firearms, naughty knickers, pot, things that the Google really says, no, you are not allowed to do that. Medical stuff, even things like counseling can get poo-pooed by a lot of the social media in the Google. These are great things that this will help with. If you're heavily referral-based, this is an excellent place for you to be. If you're very brand protective, there's a lot of things that can happen with when you're on social media that you lose control of your brand, or you end up just, things get watered down because of everything else everybody else is doing. This is a really great place to be because you don't have that problem. And if you have established greatness, so new brands have a harder time with this because you have a really uphill battle of first discovery, first like getting your tribe and understanding who your people are, things like that. But if you've done the work, if you've been in business for like 3-5 years and you're like, hey, I kind of know who my people are, I know who I can help, and I know why we're doing this, you're in the right spot. If you're like, I have this brand new thing and I have no idea if it'll work, but I'm going to do this without social media, might be a little bit more of a road to hoe for you. Can it be done? Sure. Is it going to be longer and more painful? Maybe. So be aware. It's better if you're already established. And you're probably here because social is icky. In some form or fashion, social media is not your friend. So maybe you don't agree with how social media is feeding stuff to people all the time, and you're like, oh my God, it's all the stuff all the time. Maybe that doesn't work with the authenticity of your brand. Maybe you're just like, chasing algorithms sucks. Maybe you're like, there could just be a better way to do this. Maybe you're old school and you're like, I like people. Social media isn't actually people. It feels like I'm just serving the bots, right? So if you're here for that, you are in the right place. And the reason you want to be here is to avoid the traffic. So most people, traffic. So they call it traffic on social media for a reason, because stuff is a giant mess, right? And everywhere you want to go, everybody else is going, and therefore you are going to, oh yeah, I can get there fast. Well, maybe you'll get there fast. Maybe you won't. Maybe you're going to be stuck in traffic. If you have social media people telling you, oh, you have to post it this day at this time, guess what everybody else is doing? Posting at this day and this time, which means whatever message you have out there is now wildly diluted, right? So instead, why not take the pretty route? You're still going to get there, and it may take you a little bit longer, maybe. We can't predict traffic, right? We don't know, like, if there's going to be traffic or not on our drive. You could look at the map and everything looks good, and then you get halfway there and somebody has an accident and all of a sudden everything goes down. I mean, how often does social media stuff go down or something goes wrong, right? Fairly often, where it's like, uh-oh, not working. But if you're taking a road less traveled, the route that you choose, now you get to decide the view, you get to decide who you're taking with you, and you get to have a lot better time on getting to your destination, which is getting new clients, keeping the clients you have, interacting, getting those referrals, and maintaining the brand, right? Maintaining what you want to be doing. So with that, digital presence versus social media. If you thought we were going to just go, oh, you don't have to be on the interwebs at all, unfortunately, you would be wrong, because everybody is pretty much attached in like the Matrix at this point in some form or fashion. Even people without smartphones will Google things at their house. So it is important that even though we're not going to be on social media, what we're really going to be talking about is how do you build a digital presence that supports the things that are happening in real life so that it is a consistent experience for your customers at all levels, and they can get information wherever they happen to be, whether that's in your building or on the interwebs, right? So things that are digital that we want to still work with: newsletters, magazines, local communities like Nextdoor or your local newspaper that's online, forums where people are looking for information about things. Notice that is not Facebook. That is separate. That is where people join and have to be admitted and accepted into things in order to be talking about certain topics. A great forum I'm a part of is for one of my cars. And since it's a very specific car, I'm looking for specific information. I go to that forum when I'm looking for, what do I do here? Where do I find this part? How do I do things, right? That's different than social media. Blogs, still awesome. Forums, again, I had it twice because it's that important. No. Online listings. So online listings are like your Google, can be LinkedIn if you're B2B, can be Nextdoor, can be OpenTable, things like that if you're a restaurant, okay? And that, of course, leads to reviews. You want to have a really good solid base for reviews, and if you don't have anywhere that trusted reviews can go, that's going to be a hindrance to what you want to do. And your website, because what's the first thing people are going to do? They're going to Google you, and then they're going to go look at your website, right? So we need to make sure all these things are in there and polished and consistent. So social media light. These are special mentions because a lot of times they fall into the category of social media, but I personally feel that while they have social media aspects, they can be used and tooled to not be the icky social media stuff that we see with all the other things of chasing the algorithms and posting 7 TikTok videos a day and all this kind of garbage. So LinkedIn, as I said before, if you're B2B, you really should be on LinkedIn because people want to be able to see what you're doing. It is like your online resume these days. Really important if you're in B2B. If you're not in B2B, this may be a lesser thing for you and you may or may not need to pursue it. YouTube has so many things that it can be doing. It can have shorts and be garbage like social media, but the shorts can also be little bits of information that people can do too. It can be educational. It can be something where you're interviewing your staff and showing how cool that you guys are doing stuff and things behind the scenes, right? It doesn't have to be this like trying to grab views. It can be a resource for your customers or potential customers to not just learn more about you, but learn about what you know in a way that it's like, oh, hey, they're cool. I want to hang out with them. I would do business with them because I really like how they are online. It looks very authentic, right? Pinterest. Pinterest is nice because they get to choose. You're not shoving things down their throat. So you can be adding stuff and curating things, and then they can decide to view it. You can offer them an option to check out those different things. You can have as exclusive content a private link to certain Pinterest boards. This is very good on the no-no items, right? Where you don't want it necessarily out there for everyone. And then there's still more things you can do that are online. Henceforth, your idea is here. You may be part of a community where you can have a profile and do things. Example, maybe you are a professor at a fancy Ivy League school and you've been publishing papers. So you want those papers to come up. If somebody Googles your name, you want those to be coming up. So how are we going to build that? How is your the things that you've published or the articles you've written about your topic that you know the most of, how are those available to people? Because that's what they want, right? So how do we make that available? So there's a lot of different things out there. I've only touched on the big ones, the ones that everybody knows really well, but there's a lot of different things you can do. Do I still need to do the work? Yeah, this is not a shortcut to, I don't need to do any more content. I never have to write an article again. That might be what you want to do, but that's probably not what you should do. So you still will need to create content in some form or fashion because you are the one who knows the things you want to say and the way you want to say them, and you got to get that out of your head. Whether or not that means you have a ghostwriter, whether or not that means you have somebody who's a video expert or something like that helping you, that's all aside the point. You need to be the one driving what's going on with that. Which means you got to have a strategy, because strategy is important. It's not tactics of like, I'm just going to do this thing and run away. It's like, how do all these pieces fit together? So you got to have that in place too. You got to do your research. So, which I can spell, I swear I can spell research. So research means actually understanding who we're doing this for and not assuming, oh, I know everything there is to know about my clients. Yay, I'll just do it, right? No, we need to actually do a little bit of work and understand who are we making this for and why are we making it for them and how is it going to help. And then after that, you got to maintain it. The one thing I see everybody do all the time is they're like, put it up, I'm done for the next 5 years. No, the internet is a living, breathing thing. So you have to be working on it on a regular basis or it gets unruly and ungroomed. And all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I Googled myself and what is that I am seeing? Right? So you want to make sure that you're maintaining this stuff on a reasonable schedule for you. That doesn't mean you have to be doing it every week, every month. Does mean you got to be doing it more than once a year. But depending on what your workload is and the resources you have available, you need to set up a schedule that makes sense where you're touching some things on a regular basis so that the internet understands that you are actually a real person doing real things on a real schedule. So, does in real life still work? Why, yes. Yes, it does. So anything that you're doing here with the digital presence should 100% be supporting all the things that you are doing in real life with your referrals, with your sales strategies, with your outreach, with your collateral. All of that should still be happening, and this should be supporting that. This is not a replacement for that. This is not, oh, if I do these things, I never have to go out networking again. Probably not, right? Maybe if you do it right, you can network a little bit less. That would be cool. Maybe if you do it right, your sales team works harder and they can get more done in less amount of time. So I guess not working harder, works more efficiently, right? So it's there to support, not completely take over, all right? If that's what you want, you should go pay somebody who does the social media and all the other things a whole goo gob of money so that you can sit on your butt and it'll take it over. Great. May or may not work. But IRL, in real life, is still where it's at because, again, business is done with people, not the bots. So that's what we're here to do. So the best way to think about this stuff is if I were an actual store or in a mall or in an information desk and people were coming up and wanting to know things, how would I help them there? That's what we're going to do with this because it supports those things that you would be doing in real life anyway and helps lighten that load so you can do more. So let's do it. Perfect preparation makes for a perfect race. So you don't just hop in a car and go for a race. There's a lot of things you have to do ahead of time. and things you have to do during the race to maintain and keep the car at its tip-top performance in order to get to the win, right? And beat everybody else. So let's do that. And the first thing we need to do is define who your customers are. So that does not mean demographics. Demographics are garbage. The reason demographics are garbage is because they are a whole lot of assumptions about a whole lot of things. You do not want to be going, all of my clients are middle-aged women between the ages of 35 to 42, and they are soccer moms, and no one works like that. What we need to do is think about who are your clients at what's called a psychographic level. How do they think? What are they doing? Why are they doing it? What's motivating them? Who in their life is actually giving them information or telling them not to do stuff, right? So first thing, why are they cool? If you want to work with these people, why? It can't just be because of how much money they spend, right? It needs to be like, well, shoot, they're easy to work with. Hey, they're a lot of fun when we have meetings together. We always laugh, and I learn something, and you learn something, and everybody learns something, and that's really great, right? Stories are told, ideas come about. I want to work with people like that. And maybe they're not spending the most money, but they send lots of referrals, right? They're always consistent in coming back and sending more work or doing more work with you, even if it's not giant work at the same time, right? How did they find you? Again, if you're already referral-based, you know this, but still, how did they find you? Like, did they find you because they were asking friends about stuff? Did they find you because they asked another business about stuff that didn't actually do that? You want to know what it was they were looking to solve or trying to figure out before they found you. They didn't find you for your thing. They found you for the outcome that they are chasing, which is multiple stages down from interacting with you. So what is that? We need to know that. We need to understand what that is. And there's going to be different situations for different people, but you're probably going to be able to break them into groups based on the situations that you're seeing. Why are they loyal? Why are your favorite clients loyal? What is it about you that they're like, oh no, I don't care if you know, as long as you don't raise your rates exorbitantly or you start sucking with your experience or something like that, I'll be with you forever. Why? Why is that? You want to know that, right? How do they refer and why do they refer? What are the situations that they see that they're like, oh, dude, you need so-and-so, right? That's a person you need. Why? And how? You know, are they doing it word of mouth? Are they doing it through the interwebs? Are they doing it while they're networking? Like, what's going on there? What are they reading, watching, sharing, and researching? What is the media that they're interacting with? Because that's going to tell us where you should be putting stuff. If they're a super like Denver Business Journal reader, how do you get your information into the Denver Business Journal? How do you write an article for them? How do you get on a podcast that they're doing so that you're in front of that? What podcasts are they listening to? Is there something that's similar to that? Can you be a guest on that? These are the things we want to think about, right? But until you know who your customers are and how they're doing this, and what segments of like, and when I say segments, I don't mean like, oh, there's this many. I mean, of business, what are the ones that are going to move your business forward in a way that you're real happy with? And maybe that's with money. Maybe that's with more referrals. Maybe that's just because your life is improved by having these people in it, right? But what are the things of like, I want more people that are professional in this realm, I want people who are more doing this, and I want people who are more doing that, because when I have these three, I can let all these other people that make my life miserable go. We want those, right? So you got to do that research. Once you've done that research, then you need to develop what's called situational awareness. When you are racing, that means you need to be aware of all the other cars that are on the track, but not competing with them necessarily, because you're driving your own race, which means you need to be focusing on what you're doing to make the most out of your car and your situation. So you need to understand the other situations that are around you. In our case of talking about situational awareness, we both want to talk about your competitors, and we also want to talk about your clients. So when it comes to your clients, what's the outcome they want? What do they want? At the end of the day, what are they looking for, and how are they trying to get to that outcome, and what is their thing? And an outcome isn't a goal, okay? So for instance, if I am buying a water pump, the goal isn't so that my cooling system works properly. It is, but the reason I want my cooling system to work properly is because the outcome I want is when the next time I take it on a club event, it doesn't overheat and I don't look like a dork because I'm the lead of the club event and my car takes a crap, right? So the outcome I want is my car is always in perfect tune. So that's a different goal than just my water pump working, right? So you need to understand with your people what is the outcome they're looking for and understand the goals that get there, but what are they actually trying to achieve? For me, that's I need to look cool in front of my other car folks. For you or your clients, that's going to be different. What questions come up all the time? What are they perpetually asking you that you're like, man, I've answered this like 20 times? That's a situation that you might be wanting to dig into, right? What are you repeating to them all the time? What do they just don't get? What is something that you're like, man, I swear I've like told my clients this 100 times, why are they still not getting it? That might be another thing that's something that needs to be resolved, right? What should they be doing? And you're like, man, I wish they would just. Is there a way that we can give them that, right? Is there a way that we can encourage them to do those things? Because it's helpful not just for you, but for them, right? So how can you help with the next step? And the next step is helping them get towards their outcome. That may or may not be by purchasing with you. That may or may not be hiring you to do something. That may be that you're like, oh, I know somebody that can help you with that, and you have a referral relationship with them, and so when they're done with them, they send them back to you, right? So helping people is our goal at the end of the day. And when we're talking about situational awareness with the competition, it's like, okay, well, they're doing this. How do I feel about that? It's not about copying it. It's not about, because that's not what we're doing. If you wanted to do that, go be on social media. You can just hang up now and go do something else. But what we want to do is understand, okay, they're doing that. They're really feature-based. We don't have all those features. Where's our value? How are we bringing value? They're showing value this way. How do we bring our value in our specific way? Okay, they're investing a whole bunch of stuff in that. That's not really our jam. But maybe we have clients who we don't want to work with that would be their jam. We could like send them over there. That cleans up our books. We have more room for better clients, right? So understanding what the competition is doing, being aware of it, but not getting caught up in all the snaggle that goes with that. So next thing to do is visit your own website. Be the customer. What do you see? Do you see the situations you just discovered supported on your website? Can you clearly go, oh, yeah, they're looking for this, this, and this. That's right there. Or you're like, huh, it's a lot of salesy horseshit. Right? Are you answering their questions? Do you even have an FAQ section? Do you even have questions answered on your site anywhere? Like, if they have if you have those like 5 questions they ask all the time and they're not on your website, fail, right? They're looking for answers like that, right? What do your testimonials say? Oh, gee, so-and-so is great. I love their service. That doesn't do anything, right? A great testimonial is, I had this problem. I found company X, who's you. When I engaged with company X, I saw this, this, and this that were perfect for blah, blah, blah that I was trying to do. After working with company X, All of a sudden, all my problems were solved. I highly recommend anybody who's doing blah, 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 work with company X if you too want to have this outcome. You have to have those kind of testimonials, and you have to groom your people to give them. Do you have media and articles that are showing your value? Like, not that you wrote necessarily, stuff that other people said about you, not necessarily testimonials. Maybe you're involved in an article where you're not like, people aren't going, oh, you're so great, but you're providing information, right? You're like, hey, here's the mechanic's quick guide to how you should change your oil in your driveway. And that was published in your local paper or something. Do you have that on your site? If you don't have any, that's probably a sign. If you do have some, where are they? Make sure people can get to them. Make sure the latest one is promoted, right? Can they easily ask for help for you on your website? And I don't mean a chat bot. Please don't chat bot. What I mean is, can they find your phone number that fast? Can they see a real email, not a fill this box out and it magically goes into the ethers and you have no idea if anything happened? I mean, actual way for people to contact you. And yes, that might mean having a Google phone number because the spam bots will eventually get you. But you don't want to forego those clients and helping those people just because of the spam bots, okay? Is your about page a salesy ad? AKA, is it in third person? Are you like, Tish is an amazing mechanic. She has this many years working on cars. She has done this thing. Lame. Should never be in third person. It's like putting up a big wall, right? I am so cool. Someone else talks about me on my about page. No. No. It should be you talking to people in a real voice like, hey, this is what I do. This is why I do it. This is what I'm interested in. You know what the second most visited page on your website is? Your about page. Because people want to know, who am I doing business with? That's what they want to know when they visit your site, but they want to know it in spades when they're on their about page. So you better have real life cool stuff, not salesy bullshit in third person about how you have this many years of experience in a whole bunch of language and no one understands, because they don't give a shit. They're like, too smart for me, I'm out of here. And then maybe that's not true, but that's what they get, the feeling they get, right? So getting those things figured out on your website is key, because when you do this work, that's where they're going to look first, right? Who am I working with? So then we get to actually building your digital presence, okay? So those things are having a listing where it matters. That might be Google. That might be in your local directory of something or other if that's your thing. That might be on the forum that you do all the work on. That could be in the medical journal thing, right? There's all kinds of different places where that listing could be. It could be next door. I don't know. It depends on who you are and who your clients are. Reviews in reputable places, okay? So that means Google. That means not Yelp. That could be the restaurant one. That could be any of the different places that actually support leaving reviews that are worthwhile. Alignable is like LinkedIn Lite. LinkedIn is another option. So where would people leave reviews for you? Lawyers have their own review thing that is closed and encapsulated. It's like that. It has to be in this law firm one because of law. You're not supposed to do certain things if you're in law. Go back to what are your clients doing and why? Look at what those podcasts, magazines, periodicals, the community news, the blogs, the videos, the forums, where are they spending their time? You need to be there. Don't make them come to you. They're doing this. Don't make them come up here where you are. You got to come down here and meet them where they're doing their stuff, okay? What questions fit the media options? Like if you know that you've got your 5 or 6 questions everybody asks, where would those be great for, like, oh, I should be interviewed about this because I get asked this all the time from my clients, right? Nobody knows how to figure this out. We know how to figure it out. We can help. Go back to the questions you're seeing, the things you're answering all the time. Those are great places to start for offering up content to places that are looking for things. And start your own info hotspot. Now that's a lot more work than hopping on somebody else's bus, right? Because somebody else's bus already has got a bunch of riders on it. You've got to start your own bus. That means you've got to build up that ridership, that viewership. But that might be what you need to do because you're not seeing something out there that fits otherwise. So that might be something you want to consider. And there's a lot of ways you can do that that won't break the bank, won't make you crazy, won't make it hard on you. Sometimes best thing to do is to hire that professional to help. So you want to be informative, creative, and consistent, but you don't need fancy polish and like big media production and all the equipment and the stuff. You don't need fancy graphics and you don't need expensive bullshit. I will put out at the end of this, when I follow up with you guys, a picture of what my setup looks like right now. So you can see that you don't need expensive bullshit to do stuff. So next, you need to cultivate your community. So what that means is maintain and grow your email list. You may need to invest in a reasonable CRM, customer retainment management thing to do that. You need a way to keep track of your people that you are emailing or in contact with so that you can reach out to them in a fairly consistent basis. That could be that you do it and you're like, I don't want to maintain an email list, so I'm just going to have a list that is like my LinkedIn people, right? And that's cool. You can do it that way. Not necessarily a great way, but if that's where you want to start, that's better than nothing. And that's like the whole point of this is making the effort on one small thing is better than doing nothing with any of this, right? If you are working on growing your email list, make sure you have a consistent schedule that works for you, okay? And always, always offer easy unsubscribe. It's actually against the law to not offer easy unsubscribe, but a lot of people do it anyway. It just pisses people off, and it takes away all that trust that you just spent all that time building. So let them come and go. It's okay. They'll be back. And if they're not, someone else will come in. It's okay. So build exclusivity. You want to give them a really good reason that they're going to get one more goddamn email or note or something that they actually want to read. Make sure it's worth their time. Make sure that by giving you their email address or signing up for that text message or signing up for the thing, they're not getting crap. They're getting something that they're going to get only by being a part of that, and it is worthwhile to them. Maybe that's special tips. Maybe that's bonuses. It's never a discount. We don't discount. I do not discount with my clients. That is not a thing. Apple never, at least at this time, we'll see how things continue. Apple has never, thus far, discounted their items, at least from the Steve Jobs 2.0 era going forward. And the reason for that is they always add. At Black Friday, they don't say, oh, our computers are $100 off. They're like, if you buy it on Black Friday, we throw in a $100 gift card. You got a bonus. The bonus also keeps you in the ecosystem so that you buy more Apple goodies. They're adding to your experience, not taking away. Anytime you do discounts and things, then whoever bought the thing at full price and then sees the discount now feels like turds. And you don't want to make your clients feel like turds. Like, oh, if I should have waited. Oh, I should have, maybe next time I'll wait. All of a sudden you've built up this whole, well, maybe I'll get something, I'll get this discount. You never want that. You always want to surprise them with additions, okay? Frequent the forums. Be talking to people. There's lots of ways you can talk to people online. So maybe instead of spending 2 hours a week creating content for a newsletter, creating content for social crap, instead of doing that, you hop in half an hour a day for 4 days, and you go to the forum and you see what questions apply, and you answer those in an intelligent fashion. You don't sell something. You don't do that. You're like, hey, let me provide that information. Let me help you. Hey, message that guy that needs that thing. Message that gal that's looking for something that only you have, or you know somebody who has. Hey, I'm not giving you my stuff. I know so-and-so that can help you with that problem. I did this recently with a lawyer who there was no reason for me to work with her. She's got her stuff figured out, but she did need to improve her customer experience. And I have a friend that makes software that does that. And I'm like, hey, you need this software. You need my friend. Have fun. You've already got the rest of it handled, right? That was on a forum. So make sure that, if you don't want to create content, just go and be you in these places, and that will help a lot. Cultivating your community can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. That could be next door. That could be actually going out and spending time at ball games and helping with like youth sports, because maybe you're really involved in like being a counselor for kids that are having trouble with social media. It shouldn't be funny, I'm sorry, but it is. Doing things where you're giving back and putting your name out there as someone who's contributing, being useful. You want to be useful. So how can you be useful in your community, whether that's online or whether that's offline, and add to that, because that's what you need to grow from here. Next, pick one and work it. Don't do all the things all the time. You can't do it. I can't do it. You can't do it. No one can do it. When you see all the things happening all the time, that's because there's different people doing all the things. There's some people that have 8 social media things, have at least 8 different people doing those 8 different social media things. So you want to pick one and work it. You don't want to be 8 places at 8 times. You don't want to be doing all these different things. So start with a site and your info listing, either or both. So if you're on Google, really craft your Google. Really get in there and like make it work. Have your services, do your things. If that's important to you and you're like, yep, people really see my Google first, do that. If it's LinkedIn, do that. Do it well. Go deep. Make it as like really good. And just do that for a while. Once you're comfortable with that and you have your cadence, then move on to the next thing. What's the next thing they go to after wherever it is, the Google or the LinkedIn? Your website. Make sure that's perfect. Make sure the content and the flow and everything is doing what it's supposed to do. Okay? Make sure that happens. Next, once you know you have it working, then start your next project, right? The other place to look is for inconsistencies in what you already have. So if you're looking and you're like, oh man, it does this, and then my LinkedIn doesn't say anything that's right, that's maybe where you should start. If your website doesn't look, and everything's consistent, and then you're like, website's off. As you're adding things, make sure that the consistency, and it's not just the visual consistency and the branding, it's the voice, the tone, what you're putting up there. You don't want to be putting the same thing in all the places, okay? You don't want to just be copying and pasting, but you want to have the topic in different places so that no matter where they get to it, if you have, let's say you have a LinkedIn newsletter and you talk about a thing, they're seeing that thing on the website. They're seeing that thing on your community page. They're seeing that thing somewhere else described differently, in a different way, but still going with that, okay? Also, let others speak for you. If you're like, man, I don't know where to start, go start asking all of your clients for testimonials. Say, hey, I would really love to know why it is you work with me. This also ties back into your research aspect, which is step 1 of understanding who your people are and what it is they're doing, right? So really important. If you're really like, I just don't know, start out with having other people tell you how awesome you are, because that makes you feel really good, and then you're way more interested in going and doing some stuff, right? Next, most important, double down on what you know already works. The stuff that already works is the stuff that's easy to keep going. It's also great to take a look and go, well, why is that working? How can I learn from what I'm already doing that I didn't realize was so great and apply it going forward, right? How can I do that? So don't get yourself overwhelmed. It's really easy to go, oh my God, there's still so much to do with all this. Yeah, there is. But it's also, you can do it in steps and it'll be okay. All right? So don't let the overwhelm get to you. Take small bites, work on each of those bites, and apply them in a consistent fashion. So, last but not least is engage. Ask your current clients to share and contribute. Like, exactly, like, can you help me share the stuff that I'm doing? Put it out there. Referrals aren't just in person, right? Referrals can be sharing things on LinkedIn, sharing things by email, sharing things by the socials. You can have people put stuff on social for you, and then you're not on social media, but you have a social media presence. Yay, win, right? Throw launch parties in real life that allow you to be like, hey, we're starting this thing, we're building a newsletter, we're having a party to celebrate all of our current in-person clients. Who do you know would love this information that's coming up? Or do you want to be interviewed for our podcast? Come to our podcast party and let's talk about things that would be fun, right? Do some stuff in real life. People love it, real life stuff, because it's way more fun than in not real life stuff. If you are deciding to participate in forums or community things where there's back and forth with conversation, respond, participate, do something. Don't just put stuff out there and disappear. Nobody wants to just see things put out there and then disappear, because then they're like, oh, you're just trying to sell your crap. You're not actually in it the way I'm in it. You do not have the same appreciation for whatever it is we're doing here, right? You are not a Fiat X19 nut. You are not a blah, blah, blah nut. You are not someone who's really in this industry because you're not actually contributing. You need to respond. So take the time to respond, even if it's just a like, or a smiley face, or a like, hey, back at ya. You know, it's nice. LinkedIn has all the little pre-done things. You can just go, boop, great, do it. Respond. Take the time to go in and like say something on some things, because that's what makes it fun. People want to feel like they're actually interacting with another person. And even when they're looking up information online, which is not a person, they're trying to figure out how to get to a person. They're not trying to figure out how to get to a bot or a server or a chat or a thing. Yes, they want software, but they want software to help them do a better job so they can go interact with their family. It's not that hard to figure out. So engage with people. Make it fun. Whatever fun is defined in your realm, right? It can be different in my realm than your realm. Doesn't matter. Make it fun. Make it entertaining. Engage with people. So, that is a wrap. But if you need more help, we should do a strategy shakedown. So that is where we spend actually a rather short amount of time. It's about 3 to 4 hours. And we do a lot of this research work of who are your people, where are they, what are they doing, and then we put together a very quick map of the outcomes that they are looking for and how we can better engage with them to get you started on what you should be doing with this, okay? So if you're interested in that, you should hit me up. I will put all my details in the chat so that you can hit me up on that. I always love to talk to people, so don't feel like, hey, I'm lost and I don't know what to do. Oh, I have to buy a thing. You do not have to buy a thing. Just call me. We should talk through it. Maybe you need me. Maybe you don't. Maybe you need somebody I know. I know a lot of great people. They might even be on this session. So with that, I shall end the things. Thank you so much for coming. And now we're going to take some questions.